Legendary Armory is one of the best features that has been added to Guild Wars 2 recently, and in this video we will learn why it is very useful and why it should encourage you to start crafting legendary armor and weapons and trinkets. As you are watching, if you enjoyed the video and found it helpful, please consider subscribing and leaving a like. Also, we have another video coming right after this one that will show you how to get legendary armor from Waldis' Vault. So again, make sure to subscribe to know when it will be posted and enable the notifications so that it can show up on your home page whenever I am done with it. First of all, to access the armory, open your Heroes panel and then go to the first tab, Equipment, and then choose the first option, Equipment again, and you will see all the legendary armor stuff you have on the top left corner. If you take a close look, you will notice that each piece has two numbers. In our case, it says 1/1, and the one piece beside it, it says 0/1. Those numbers represent how many pieces can you still equip. Right now, I can only equip one helmet. And because I don't have any helmet equipped, so I can still equip one of them. Once I click on here, you will notice that this number now became 0, which means I can no longer equip any other mask because I already have one. This is really only useful for weapons, mainly the ones that you can use in both hands. For example, if you can equip two swords, you are probably going to see this as 0/2 or 2/2. Any piece here in the armory is stored in the default form, which means it does not have any stats, it does not have any runes or sigils, and it doesn't have any infusions. So if I equip my helmet from the default one here, it will come as default as well. I will not have any stats or runes or infusion, but I can right click and customize, and then I can choose anything I want. I can choose any stat I want. In my case, I'm going to choose Minstrel. I can choose whatever upgrade slot I want, which is basically your runes. And this gives you the options of what runes do you currently have in your inventory. So in my case, I'm going to choose Mercy. And then it also asks you if you want to add Infusion. So in my case, I'm also going to choose one of them. So now, those are all stored in that piece. Now this piece is Minstrel with Superior Rune of Mercy, and it has a +10 Agony Infusion. If I right click on it, I can remove the rune if I want to, and I can remove the +10 Agony. The best thing about legendary armor or weapons or trinkets is that you can customize anything you want on the fly. So let's say I don't want to use Minstrel armor anymore. Let's say, for example, I want to use Plague Doctor instead. I can simply right-click Customize again, and I can change this to Plague Doctor. It will still have the same runes and the same infusions. I can also right-click and change the runes if I want to. Let's say I don't want to run Mercy runes anymore. I want to run Tormenting runes. So I can just simply do this. And now it's going to replace it. And you will notice that I didn't lose the rune of Mercy that I had earlier. It just simply got unequipped and it's now in my inventory. And if I right click Customize again, and let's say I change my mind, I can simply equip it back. Keep in mind that if you unequip any piece, it will go back to your armory and it will be stored again in the default form. And you will notice that it showed here the rune and the infusion because they basically got put back again in my inventory. And if I try to equip this piece again, it will be put in its default form again. And I have to reselect everything. So I want to customize again, reselect the stats, reselect the rune, and reselect the infusion. You can also right click and copy to another build. As you can see, I have two extra tabs. And so if I right click here, it says copy this piece to tab 2 or tab 3, since I'm right now standing on tab 1. So for the sake of testing, I'm going to copy it to tab 3. And if I go to tab 3 now, I will notice that it has the exact same things. It has the same stats, it has the same runes, and it has the same infusions. It will just overwrite whatever was here. Another very useful feature is you can use the same rune if you want in multiple sets. Right now, as you can see, this set have a Minstrel with Mercy runes in it. but I can right click customize and I can put runes of tormenting. Keep in mind that I'm already using the same runes of tormenting on my second Condi set. It didn't really delete it, it didn't do anything, it is using the same set of runes. I don't have another one, it is just one set of runes. And I can do the same, I can just keep customizing and change all my pieces to tormenting runes. And you will notice that as I do so, the pieces of runes that I'm replacing are not lost, they're simply put back in my inventory. That means, for example, you can have a Viper build and you can have a Trailblazer build. Both of them are running the same tormenting runes, which are kind of expensive to get from the trading post. Maybe you want to go a little bit more sustain for the Trailblazer, or you want more DPS for the Viper. That is just one of the very few examples of how something like this can be extremely useful. And of course, the same exact thing will apply to weapons, legendary weapons, and the sigils you can put inside. The same concept can be applied with infusions. So if I unequip the infusion I have right now, and I look at my inventory, I have only 4 plus 10 infusions. Now usually, if you have multiple builds that you won't use on character and you are doing fractals, let's say high level tier 4 and you need 150 infusion or something, let's say you are using a healing build and then you have another DPS build, you will need a different set of infusion for each of them. But that is not the case with legendary, because I can right click customize and I can put my plus 10 infusion here. And let's say I'm going to just put the other 3 here to show you that it's not a different one. As you can see, I don't have the plus 10 infusion anymore in my inventory. And by the way, those materials are for our next video, which will explain how can we make legendary armor from all this wool. But if I look at my pieces of armor here, I can see that I have the plus 10 infusion equipped in all of them. But I don't have them on those sets, I only have them in the first one. I don't have them in the other 2. However, if I go here, and I right click and customize, I can equip the same infusions that I already had before. They are not different ones, they are basically the same ones. So I can again equip the same 4 infusions on another build that uses legendary, and this means that I can save a lot of infusions and a lot of course of gold and resources, because all I need now is just one set of infusions and I can use it on different tabs that uses different stats and maybe different runes and sigils for my gear. This will make things very easy and very cheap for you to keep changing around when you want to change things in your build while you are doing fractals. And that's all I have for you today. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.